Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gianluca Masi speaking from the Virtual Telescope Project Italy. And it is such a big pleasure for me to welcome you on this channel, on our website, to share with you live something very special once again. We are ready to spy in real time the little near-Earth asteroid 2022 GC1 going to have a safe but very close approach with our planet, and I'm going to start sharing images soon. And as the telescope is already taking images, I want to share with you these views right away. Here we are, my friends. As always, I'm sharing with you no less than the control interface of the telescope. We already asked to our telescope to slew and track this little object, and as you can see, this is a star map. Basically, this is the sky above our observatory. Our robotic telescope is about 100 kilometers south of Rome. I am in Rome right now, while the telescope is about 100 kilometers south from me. This is a truly and fully robotic system. No one is on site right now, and as you can see, the telescope is now pointing in a very special spot in the sky, not far from the Ursa Major, the big bear. I'm just going to do something in order to share with you this object. So here it is where the telescope is pointing, and at the same time here it is where the asteroid is. And as I told you, I already asked the system to slew and point the object. Let me see if I can give you a better idea of the sky. Okay, here it is. This chart, as I told you, is just showing the whole sky above our robotic telescope. And of course, in a very special point of this huge sky, we have the asteroid, and here it is. We are between very famous constellations, Leo, the lion, zodiacal constellation, and Ursa Major, the Big Dipper, the big bear, another very famous constellation. And right now we are here. That is the object we are observing. The object we are going to observe is here. I already asked the telescope, as I said, to point the object, and let's take a first image just to be sure that we are doing fine. I did this pointing just before starting this live feed, my friends. Let's take a very quick image. I will tell you what I'm doing in a few seconds. I just want to start the image acquisition. In short, I asked the digital camera installed on the telescope to take a short exposure just to check what we are doing. And here it is what we have. I think this should be quite easy to understand. And first of all, we see here this dot of light. This is the asteroid. This is the asteroid we are observing. For the record, let me adjust this little text we are adding on this image for my archive purposes. And as I say, this dot of light is the asteroid we wanted to share with you. Here it is, 2022 GC1, which is going to have in a couple of hours a very close approach with our planet, and the telescope is tracking its fast motion across the stars, and this is why stars on the background are showing as a very long trail, as we can see here. And all this happened grabbing the light from both the asteroid and the stars at the background for just 5 minutes. I will now ask the telescope to track this object for 30 seconds and see what will happen. And meantime, I will try to tell a bit more about this object. You know, we live in a very special place in the universe, our solar system, and not only we have the sun and the planets, we have hundreds of natural satellites orbiting those planets, and we also have hundreds of thousands of known asteroids so far. And among this huge population, we have about 30,000 objects moving on orbits, bringing them in the inner solar system. Most of the asteroids live between Mars and Jupiter in the so-called asteroid belt. But as I said, about 30,000 objects are just living in the inner solar system, where our planet, the Earth, is orbiting too, of course. And this is why we have this possible issue with an asteroid. And it has happened in the past that an asteroid just had a collision with the Earth. The most famous one is the object involved in the huge collision about 65 millions of years ago, with when the dinosaurs said goodbye to this planet, of course. But there are chances to have such a collision again. And, luckily, this is not happening every day, but we have to monitor what is moving up there and hopefully map all the asteroids at least larger than a given size, because of course the larger the asteroid, the larger the damages in case of a collision. And this object has been discovered during one of those efforts to scan the sky as regularly as possible to possible spot and map every asteroid, especially every near-Earth asteroid. And this has been discovered the first day of April, as I also wrote on my website, just to give you an idea about its discovery. And it has been discovered by the Pan-STARRS survey, one very important project just looking for near-Earth asteroids up there. And its size is estimated to be between 7 and 16 meters. So basically this is an house-sized object. And in case of collision, this asteroid, an asteroid of this size, could origin something like what we have seen in the Chelyabinsk meteor a few years ago in 2013 in Russia. So I repeat, the object we are tracking now is the near-Earth asteroid 2022 GN1. It has been discovered the first day of April from Hawaiian Islands by the Pan-STARRS survey. Its diameter is estimated to be between 7 and 16 meters, and it will have its minimum, it will touch the minimum distance from the Earth in about 2 hours by now, when it will be at about 125,000 kilometers from Earth center, about 33% of the average lunar distance. And what we are seeing here, my friends, is the very sharp dot of light, and this is the asteroid beautifully tracked by our robotic telescope. I also want to show you our robotic telescope if I succeed. Here it is. And this is our very special technological eye we are using to spot this intriguing object. You know, the virtual telescope has been around for many years now, and we particularly love to share and bring to you these kind of experiences, that is observing together these very close approaching objects when they are at their minimum distance from the Earth. All this done live and for free, thanks to the virtual telescope project. And as I told you, we are observing this very small rock just approaching us. There are no risks at all for our planet, so this is a safe, very close approach by this asteroid. And as I told you, the minimum distance will be in about 2 hours. Let me see if I can calculate right away. It's the distance we have now from this object. Just asking to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory near Earth Asteroid Service. Okay, let me check what kind of distance we have. All this is done in real time, as always, and I hope this will bring to you the feeling of a real astronomer observing all this right now. Okay, just want to be sure. Okay, while this is quite easy to say because by chance at this very moment the asteroid is about 150,000 kilometers from our telescope. That is less than 50% the average lunar distance, so this is already very close. But I want to repeat this again. This is not going to hit with us. Absolutely not. And I hope that this will make clear that nothing bad is going to happen to our planet, my friends. And we are observing in real time, as I told you, as we always try to do every time something very special shows up there, mainly asteroids. I forgot how many asteroids we have shared with you over the years. And I repeat, this small dot of light is the asteroid we wanted to see. 2022 GN1. This little, about 10 meters large asteroid is still safely approaching us, and the minimum distance it will be reached in about 2 hours by now. At that very moment, the object will be at about 125,000 kilometers from the Earth center, that is 1/3 of the average lunar distance. And the telescope is tracking this object because, being this asteroid so close, its apparent motion against the starry background among the stars, I would say, is happening pretty fast. So the object is moving across the sky, across the stars, and I asked the telescope to track at its very special motion rate. This is why the object is looking at a very sharp dot of light, while the stars on the background are clearly leaving very long trails, my friends. While I speak, this one is not far from the minimum distance. We are almost there. That is 150,000 kilometers from Earth center. I mean, from the telescope, I want to say, because we are not in the Earth in the center of the Earth. We are somewhere on the Earth's surface, and I want to tell that right now the asteroid is about 150,000 kilometers from us, and I find this pretty intriguing to report. Okay. And hopefully, look here at this image where apparently the asteroid was just hitting a star trail, but as I said, that is only a matter of perspective. The stars are very far away, while the asteroid is very close, safely very close, as I repeat many times now. All this is happening thanks to our main robotic telescope. I am in Rome, Italy, where the telescope is about 100 kilometers south from here. And I also want to thank the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project. They are Unitron Italia, Instruments, Software Bisq, C-Web, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, Planewave Instruments, and Bader Planetarium. And I also want to thank all the international media who took care to share, to inform their readers, their audience about this opportunity. I find always very intriguing to have this opportunity to share and bring to you something special like an extreme object of this kind. If you look at the length of the star trails we are recording, you would easily understand how fast the apparent motion of this object is. The longer the star trail, the fastest the asteroid, and they are slowly increasing in length. I had a look at this object earlier tonight and they were much shorter. Now I see they are so long. It's incredible. And again, I want to repeat, all this is happening live and no one is at the observatory. This is the beauty of technology. You are at home, I guess. I am here at home as well, and the telescope is not so close to me, but I am operating like if I were there. That is the magic of technology, something happening here thanks to the virtual telescope since 2006. And how beautiful these images are while we are observing together. Image after image, we are tracking this safely close approaching asteroid. And here there is also a satellite trail, because all the stars are looking as parallel trails. This one is of course an artificial satellite. And I really hope that this quick site is bringing to you the beauty of the live experience. I always love to share with you the telescope interface, almost simulating your presence at the telescope console, like if you were here personally. And that said, I'm very happy to share all this with you. Now I ask the system to take a shorter exposure, that is, I reduced the interval of time during which we are collecting light. This will give us shorter star trails, about 50%, because I start using 15 seconds while I was using 30 seconds. Let's see what will happen in the next image. Here it is. As I told you, this is what is happening now. Size of the asteroid is estimated to be about 10 meters, like the one involved, the asteroid involved in the Chelyabinsk event in February 2013. Perhaps you remember that event. As always, the Virtual Telescope project is bringing to you this experience live and for free. And if you want to support our project to keep us alive and making possible for us to bring to you more and more, you are kindly invited to consider donating to our project, because while this is free and we will always do this for free, Of course, there are bills to be paid, technology to be paid to do this. We are tracking such a very close object, and this is perhaps telling you about the the great technology involved, and you are kindly invited to consider the possibility to donate to our project. If you want to do this, just visit www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you will be able to donate whatever you want. We are still live with the Asteroid 2022 GN1, going to come in less than 2 hours. Much closer than the moon. Its minimum distance will be about 125,000 kilometers. That is 1/3 of the average lunar distance. And on the bottom right, you can see the telescope we are using right now to spy this little rock. This was intended to be a quick site, so I hope that you had fun looking at this together with other people worldwide. I see that we are quite a number of people ideally looking at this little object, just surfing the region of space closer to our planet. We are inside the lunar orbit already. Right now, the distance of this object is 50% of the lunar distance, about less than 50% of the lunar distance. It is a bit less than 150,000 kilometers. That said, I hope that you appreciated this, and I'm going to close this quick live feed. Again, I hope you had fun with us, and I'm looking forward to have you again on board, observing something more. Keep an eye on our website. Consider supporting the virtual telescope. You can support us by donation. Visit www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you can easily donate whatever you want. And on the same website you will find regularly news and updates telling you more about upcoming opportunities to spy the sky in real time. This is Gianluca Masi, astrophysicist and founder of the Virtual Telescope project. I was happy to bring to you once again something special from the sky, from our universe, this time from an object so close to us, going to safely have a very close approach with our planet. I wish you the very best. I'm looking forward to share the beauty of the night sky again with you soon. Take care. Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project.